morning, ladies and gentlemen. I, Kiranpreet Gill, Company Secretary and Compliance Officer, attending the meeting from Mumbai.
Recording in progress.
On behalf of the Board of Directors, an entire team of Oriental Aromatics welcome you all to the 49th Annual General Meeting of the company, which is being held through video conferencing in compliance with the provisions of the Companies Act 2013, the Securities and Exchange Code of India, LODR regulations, and the circulars issued by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. I would like to take the opportunity to introduce the board members and the key managerial personnel of Oriental Aromatics Limited. At the outset, I would like to introduce our Chairman and Managing Director, Mr. Dharmil Bodani. Our Chairman, Mr. Dharmil Bodani, has rich experience of more than 3 decades in fragrance, flavors, and chemical industry. He has been instrumental in the formation and implementation of the overall strategy and vision of the group. He received specialized training on perfumery in Grasse, France. This training and experience in business has given him an in-depth understanding of how aromas can be used for commercial success. Mr. Bodani is a firm believer of conducting business with highest corporate governance standards. His visionary and astute leadership has resulted in Oriental Aromatics emerging as one of the few fully integrated players in F&F industry driven by research and strategic thinking. Now, I would like to request our chairman, Mr. Dharmil Bodani, attending the meeting from Mumbai, to welcome everyone to the 49th Annual General Meeting of the company.
Thank you, Kiran. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I extend a very warm welcome to all of you to the 49th Annual General Meeting of your company. I thank all members, colleagues on the board, KMPs and auditors for joining this virtual meeting. It is a pleasure to connect with all of you again today. I hope you and your members are safe and in good health. I would now request Shamal Bodani to introduce himself.
Good morning, everyone. I am Shamal Bodani, the Executive Director for the company, and I've joined this meeting from Mumbai, India.
Thank you, Shamal. Mr. Shamal is the head of execution for the whole group and has contributed tremendously towards the robust growth of the company. He plays a key role in the formation and implementation of strategy of the chemical division. He had started his career in the year 2003 and has vast experience in fragrance, flavors, and chemical industry. Mr. Shamal Bodani oversees local as well as international marketing, sales, and export promotion, and is actively involved in financial activities of the company. He is responsible for ensuring that the projects undertaken by the company are completed well before time and at lesser cost than budgeted. He is serving as the chairman of Corporate Social Responsibility Committee of the company. Now I would request Mr. Prakash Mehta to introduce himself.
Prakash Mehta here. I am an independent non-executive director of the company. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Prakash Mehta graduated in law from the Bombay University in 1963 and qualified as a solicitor in 1966. He was appointed as notary in the year 1996. He is a member of Maharashtra and Goa Bar Association and is also a member of the Managing Committee of the Bombay Incorporated Law Society. He has expertise in joint ventures and foreign collaborations, property law, and corporate laws. He is presently one of the senior partners of Malvi Ranchod Das and Company and is holding directorships in various public and private limited companies. Now I would request Mr. Ranjit Puranik to introduce himself.
Good morning to everyone. I joined this meeting from Mumbai and it's a pleasure to be at this 49th Annual General Meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Ranjit Puranik is serving as the Managing Director of Sri Dhuta Papeshwar Limited, a family-led enterprise involved in manufacturing of Ayurveda healthcare formulations. He has represented the Ayush industry cause for the past 18 years in many forums related with Ayurveda, medicinal plants, and regulatory reform. As trustee of All India Ayurveda Congress and World Ayurveda Foundation, he is involved with active advocacy for all matters within the realm of Ayurveda. He also serves as president of Ayurvedya Prasarak Mandal and is advisor to the Herbal and Ayush panel at Farm Excel. Now I would request Mr. Harshvardhan Piramal to introduce himself.
Hello everyone, my name is Harshvardhan Piramal and I am an independent director on the board.
Thank you so much, sir. Mr. Harshvardhan Piramal is the Executive Vice Chairman of Morarji Textiles Limited and the Vice Chairman of Piramal Renewable Energy, which is also part of Ashok Piramal Group. He is also serving as the Chairman of Audit Committee, Nomination and Remuneration Committee, and Stakeholders Relationship Committee of Oriental Aromatics. He holds a MBA degree specializing in finance and strategy from the London Business School. Mr. Harshvardhan is a sports enthusiast and is also passionately involved in tiger conservation and is a trustee of Conservation Wildland Trust. Now I would request Ms. Amruta Nair to introduce herself.
Thank you, Kiran. This is Amruta Nair. I'm joining you from Mumbai and I'm pleased to be attending this AGM.
Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Amruta has a global perspective and rich experience with leading international hospitality brands. In 2010, she served as head of asset management for Leela Palaces, Hotels and Resorts. In 2018, she founded Araya Hotels and Resorts, an Indian-based boutique hotel brand. Ms. Amruta was a part of Hotelier India's Power List 2016 and has also won many prestigious awards, including the Rising Star South Asia Award 2016. She is the Associate Committee member of Sehchari Foundation, an NGO which stands for women who work together in support of societal responsibility and empowerment, and is also the Vice President of Apne Aap Women's Collective, an anti-trafficking organization. Now I would request Mr. Bhadresh Kumar Pandya to introduce himself.
Hello, good morning all. I am Bhadresh Pandya. I am joining from Maroda unit and I am Executive Director Operation.
Thank you so much, sir. Mr. Bhadresh Pandya is a chemical engineer and is serving as an occupier of the factory situated at Vadodara. He has more than 2 decades of rich experience in chemical manufacturing industry, specialty chemicals, aromatic, petrochemical, hydrogenation, agro-intermediate and biochemical industry. Now I would request Mr. Satish Ray to introduce himself.
Hello, good morning everyone. I am Satish Kumare, Executive Director Operation of the company, and I have joined this meeting from Bareilly.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Satish Ray is serving as an occupier of the factory situated at Bareilly. He has more than 2 decades of diversified experience in factory operations, human resource management, and other fields like policy formulation, planning, commercial supply chain, taxation, insurance, and claim management. Now I would request Mr. Parag Satoskar to introduce himself.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Parag Satoskar. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Oriental Aromatics, and I'm joining this meeting from Mumbai. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Mr. Parag Satoskar has rich experience of more than 2 decades in chemical, fragrance, and flavor industry. His techno-commercial background enables him to play a key role in executing strategies at Oriental Aromatics. He is responsible for overall management of the functioning of all divisions. Sustainability and implementing the right processes are the 2 key areas in his scope to ensure that the company keeps achieving its growth targets. Now, I would request Mr. Girish Khandelwal to introduce himself.
Thank you, Kiran. Good morning, everyone. I am Girish Khandelwal. I am the Chief Financial Officer of the company, and I am joining this meeting from Head Office of Oriental Aromatics, Mumbai. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Girish Khandelwal has been associated with the company since 2010. He has been instrumental in managing the company's finances prudently, including financial planning, taxation, management of financial risks, and financial reporting. Now, I would request Jinal and Anusha from our CS team to introduce themselves.
Hello everyone, good morning. This is Jinal Shah, Assistant Company Secretary of the company. Thank you.
Thank you,
Good
Jinal.
morning. Good
Yeah,
morning,
Anusha, please
everyone.
carry on. Yeah.
I, Anusha Bafna, Joint and Assistant Company Secretary of Oriental Aromatics, have joined this meeting from Mumbai, India. Thank you.
And Anusha is also the moderator for today's meeting. Apart from the management team, CS Shreyansh Jain, our secretarial auditor, and Mr. Ravindra Bafna, representative of statutory auditor, Bagaria and Company LLP, have also joined this meeting. Now I would request them to introduce themselves. Shreyansh, kindly introduce yourself.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. I have joined this meeting as a secretarial auditor as well as the scrutinizer for the today's meeting from my office in Mumbai. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. Mr. Ravindra Bafna.
Good morning, everyone. I am Ravindra Bafna from representing Bagaria and Company Statutory Auditors. I am joining meeting from Mumbai. Thank you.
Thank you, Shreyansh and Mr. Ravindra, for joining this meeting. As the requisite quorum is present, I request our chairman to call the meeting to order.
Participation of members through video conference is being reckoned for the purpose of quorum as per the circulars issued by MCA and Section 103 of the Companies Act 2013. The requisite for quorum for the meeting being present, I call the meeting to order. Now I request our Company Secretary Kiran to highlight certain points with respect to today's proceedings.
Thank you, Dharmal. The joining to this meeting opened 15 minutes before the scheduled time of the commencement of the meeting, which is 11 a.m., and it will remain open for another 15 minutes after the end of the meeting. Further, as mentioned in the notice, the facility of participation at the AGM through video conferencing or other audiovisual means has been made available for 1,000 members on first-come, first-served basis, except for large shareholders, promoters, institutional investors, directors, KMP, the chairperson of the audit committee, NRC, and stakeholders relationship committee, as well as the auditors who are allowed to attend the AGM without any restriction on account of first-come, first-served basis. To transact the business, as mentioned in the notice, the members were provided an opportunity to inspect all documents, registers referred to in the notice and the explanatory statement by writing to the company at its email ID cs@orientalaromatics.com till the date of AGM. The said documents registers are also available to members in electronic mode for inspection throughout the meeting, and the same is available on the website of the company under the head Investor Relations Inspection Documents. The registered office of the company at Jahangir Building shall be deemed to be the venue for this meeting, and proceedings of the meeting shall be deemed to be made hereat. The company has received 4 authorization letters authorizing representatives to attend the AGM on their behalf, representing 0.47% of the voting capital. As physical attendance of members has been dispensed with, the facility for appointment of proxies by the members is not available for this meeting. We have received a request from 6 members for registration as a speaker shareholder in the AGM. All those shareholders have been provided specific links to log into the meeting by NSDL, and we shall be inviting them to speak one by one. We request speakers to confine their questions to the financial statements, board's report, and agenda of the annual general meeting. Further, your company is also providing the facility of e-voting during the AGM. Members who had not exercised their right to vote through remote e-voting are entitled to vote during the meeting. Therefore, only those of you who have not already cast your votes through remote e-voting are entitled to vote at this meeting by using the electronic voting system, which is now available on the screen. This e-voting facility will close 15 minutes after the conclusion of the AGM. Members are requested to refer to the instructions provided in the notice for seamless participation through video conference. In case members face any difficulty, they may reach out on the helpline numbers. With this, I now hand over the proceedings to the chairman and request him to deliver his formal address.
Thank you again, Kiran. Dear shareholders, I wholeheartedly thank each one of you for being with us in our journey. Financial year 2021 has been challenging for all of us as the COVID-19 pandemic has had a significant impact on lives, livelihoods, and businesses. Last year has been extremely challenging for your company, as it was also not spared by the wrath of the COVID-19 pandemic. All our manufacturing sites had undergone shutdown for a period of 40 days in the first quarter. However, your company was able to compensate for it in the rest of the year. During the year, the sales declined marginally by 7%, primarily due to the plant shutdown. However, your company was able to clock an 18% growth in profitability and achieve its highest ever profit after tax by surpassing the 100 crore mark in the current financial year for the first time since its inception. Sustainability, innovation, business continuity, and de-risking has helped your company evolve stronger than ever. Your company is slowly gearing up to maximize the opportunities that will come along its way and overcome the challenges that it might face on the path of its growth and success. Our focus and interest on R&D continued this year, and I'm glad to inform you that your company continued to spend on projects related to innovation and sustainability. Flavors and fragrances forms the backbone of the FMCG industry and are a critical part of everyday essential products. Due to this, the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on demand has not been as significant as it has been in other industries. Additionally, due to the pandemic during the year, the country witnessed an increased demand for health and hygiene products, which in turn has led to an increased number of product launches in this category by the FMCG industry. This led to a higher demand for flavors and fragrances required in these products. India, being a developing economy, the expected growth rate of flavors and fragrance industry is higher than the global average. Thus, the industry is expected to continue to grow, provide more opportunities to companies like us, and we are confident that the above factors and expected growth in the economy will enable your company to continue its growth strategy in the flavors and fragrances in India. Your company is proud to be one of the few fully integrated players in the global flavor and fragrance industry. We are glad to have achieved this position due to strategic acquisitions and amalgamations done over the years and a robust product development strategy across the board. Your company has the capability and the capacities to manufacture a wide range of specialty aroma chemicals, which form the building blocks of modern flavors and fragrance compounding. These specialty ingredients are not only used for captive consumption, but also sold in the global flavor and fragrance houses, family-owned flavor and fragrance compounders globally and in India. China is a major manufacturer and exporter of specialty aroma chemicals. Due to the COVID pandemic, most of the flavors and fragrance manufacturers across the world are highly focusing on diversification and hence looking to reduce their dependency on China for their aroma chemical supplies. This situation is very good for the Indian specialty chemicals industry and will definitely benefit a company like Oriental Aromatics. With over 6 decades of experience that our company holds in the F&F industry, we have a very good understanding of tastes and preferences of consumers in the domestic as well as the international markets. During the year, we witnessed a spike in certain raw material prices in our flavor and fragrance division. These raw materials prices had a significant impact, especially in the second half of the financial year. However, with an established and diversified and sustainable raw material sourcing policy, we were successful in combating the situation and not only maintained but also increased our profitability in the division. Innovation is the key to success. Hence, your company places immense focus on research and development across all its 4 divisions. The innovation program includes projects which are related to new product launches in the area of flavors, fragrances, and specialty aroma chemicals, continuous process engineering of our products to achieve better value and sustainability, and last but not least, projects related to green chemistry and green factories. In order to fuel future growth and capture significant market share across all its operating divisions, your company has a well thought out expansion plan, which is in place for the next 3 years, which we internally call our 1,000-day program. This includes further strengthening of our specialty chemicals base, as well as building new manufacturing plants to augment the capacities of camphor, terpene chemicals, and specialty aroma ingredients. This expansion will be key. This expansion will be a key milestone for your company. To conclude, on behalf of Oriental Aromatics team, I would express my heartfelt gratitude to all our stakeholders, which foremost includes our employees who have worked extremely hard even during the pandemic. Also, our partners like suppliers, vendors, distributors for supporting us during the year. And last but not least, and most importantly, our shareholders for showing confidence in our company, giving us valuable suggestions, guidance, and unflinching support of my colleagues on the board are also gratefully appreciated. Last but not least, also to thank the efforts of all the teachers and students and our founders at the Gateway School of Mumbai. I'm confident that with the strength of our core capabilities and our dynamic team of professionals, OAL is well positioned for an exciting journey ahead, and it's embarking for the next few years. We thank you for your trust and look forward to your continued support in our journey ahead. Now I would request Shamal to address the members, please.
Thank you, Dharmal. Good morning and a warm welcome to everyone on behalf of the entire team of Oriental Aromatics Limited. I highly appreciate your attendance and I'm grateful for your support over these years. I hope all of you and your families are safe and healthy at this unprecedented times. As mentioned by Dharmal, despite the uncertainties, the company has emerged stronger and we have been able to deliver a robust financial performance for FY 2021. We manufacture a wide portfolio of specialty aroma chemicals, which form the building blocks of modern fragrances and flavors, and are an important part of everyday essential products. Further, camphor is used to religious purposes and has an application in the pharmaceutical industry. Hence, the demand to a great extent is COVID-proof. To conclude, due to the essential nature of the business, we do not anticipate any dent on the demand going ahead as well. Oriental Aromatics Limited has made continuous efforts over the years to build sustainable businesses. We focus on upgradation through continuous process re-engineering, which also helps improve efficiencies and profitability. Diversification has been a virtual element towards our sustainability. We ensure diversification across our product portfolio, customer base, as well as our raw material suppliers. We have been progressively moving ahead on the path of integration with focus on consolidation and innovation. Over the years, the company has invested in R&D and through organic as well as inorganic means has increased exposure in specialty aroma ingredients. We are one of the very few companies to plan a major capex in recent times, despite the uncertainties that prevail, in order to further increase our exposure in the specialty aroma chemicals, which reflects our confidence in the future of the business. Further, we are looking to add capacities for camphor at Mahad, which will help expand our geographical presence in the central and south parts of India. Oriental Aromatics Limited recognizes its responsibilities to its important stakeholders in society and works as a socially responsible entity. Education is a core part of the company's mission to help resolve the community's toughest problems. We continue to empower children who find themselves challenged by mainstream education practices through the Keshavlal V. Bodani Education Foundation, an extended arm of Oriental Aromatics Limited. We have also made donations to the Nandesari Education Trust, the Chief Minister's Relief Fund to combat COVID-19, and the Kasturba Gandhi Balika Vidyalaya in Vadodara. I am pleased to inform you that your company and the Gateway School of Mumbai had organized 2 vaccination drives on the 20th of June and 2nd of July 2021 respectively for its employees and their families. Employees who were finding it a Herculean task to get vaccinated comfortably got vaccinated along with their families at the Gateway School campus. In the first vaccination drive, 707 people got a jab. The second drive extended free vaccination for the beneficiaries of Udyan Care, an NGO. This effort by the Gateway School and your company resulted in 519 people getting the jab, bringing the total to 1,226 individuals. I hope that you have also got vaccinated by now, and if not, I urge you to vaccinate yourself to help drive up immunity, to protect yourself and loved ones, and to get the society back to normal. To conclude, on behalf of the Oriental family, I would like to ensure you that your company will strive to achieve greater heights each year towards building long-term sustainable profitability for your shareholders. Thank you.
Thank you, Shamal. Kiran, will you now proceed with the formal business in the meeting, or would you like me to read it?
Dharmil, I would request you to proceed, the
Sure.
formal business of it. Yes.
Sure. I now proceed with the formal business of the meeting. The annual report for the financial year 2021, containing the notice conveying the meeting together with the audited annual financial statements as on 31st March 2021, as well as the reports of the Board of Directors, the auditors thereon, has already been circulated electronically to the members of the company. I hope that most present here have got the opportunity to go through the annual report. With your permission, I take the notice as read. Members may please note that as statutory auditor's report and the secretarial auditor's report do not contain any adverse qualifications, observations, or comments on financial transaction or other matters, it is not necessary to read them as per the provisions of the Companies Act 2013. Therefore, I request the members to take the reports as read. I would like to inform that CS Shreyas Jain, practicing company secretary, has been appointed as scrutinizer to scrutinize the remote e-voting and the voting at the AGM in a fair and transparent manner, as stipulated under the company's Management and Administration Rules 2014. We now take up the resolution as set forth in the notice. In short, the resolutions are as under. 1. To consider and adopt annual standalone consolidated financial statements and reports thereon. Ordinary resolution. To confirm the payment of interim dividend on equity shares. Ordinary resolution. To appoint Mr. Badresh Pandya, who retires by rotation and being eligible offers himself for reappointment. His DIN number is 088-09906. To, again, an ordinary resolution, to ratify the remuneration to be paid to Vijay Talati and Co. Cost Auditor for the conduct of the audit of the cost accounting records of the company. Ordinary resolution. To revise the terms of appointment of Mr. Dharmil Bodani, DIN 006183333, Managing Director, Special Resolution. To revise the appointment of Mr. Shamal Bodani, DIN 006179550, Executive Director, Special Resolution. To approve remuneration of related party, Ms. Anita Satoskar, which is an ordinary resolution. As all the resolutions mentioned in the notice of the AGM have already been put to vote through e-voting, the resolutions are not to be proposed or seconded by members at the meeting. As the objective and implications of the resolution have been explained in detail in the explanatory statement accompanying the notice, the same is not being repeated. Now I request our company secretary to explain the voting process.
Thank you, Dharmil. All the eligible members, as on the cutoff date, 20th July 2021, are entitled to cast their vote electronically through the e-voting services provided by NSDL on all resolutions mentioned in the notice of the AGM in compliance with the provisions of the Companies Act and rules made thereunder and SEBI LODR regulations. Accordingly, your company had provided the facility for electronic voting, which began at 9 a.m. on 23rd July and ended at 5 p.m. on 26 July 2021 and has now been disabled for voting. As informed earlier, members who have not already cast their votes through remote e-voting are entitled to vote at this meeting by using the electronic voting system, which is already made available on the screen. Members are requested to vote on the resolutions. This electronic voting facility will close 15 minutes after the conclusion of the AGM. The outcome of the meeting will be a cumulative count of the valid votes cast through remote e-voting and voting at the AGM. The consolidated voting results and the report of the scrutinizer will be displayed on the website of the company and on the website of NSDL and will also be intimated to the stock exchanges within stipulated time. Now I would like to invite the registered speakers one by one to express their views or ask questions. Speakers are requested to keep their questions, if any, brief and specific, and avoid repeating the questions that have been asked by earlier speakers. Further, I would like to inform that when I take your name, your mic will be opened by the moderator of this meeting. You will also have to unmute mic from your end and enable your webcam if you wish to appear on the video, and thereafter you may share your views, opinions, and comments. Now I request our first speaker, Ms. Vasudha Vikas Dakwe, to kindly ask your queries.
Ms. Vasudha Vikas Dakwe, you have now been unmuted and being placed in the meeting as a panelist. You may now start your video and ask your questions.
Hello.
Yes, good
Do
morning.
you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, good morning, Mrs. Vasudha.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Very good morning, respected Chairman, sir, Board of Directors, and my fellow shareholders. Myself, Vasudha from Thane. I would like to congratulate our company secretary and her team for sending me the soft copy of the report well in advance, which itself is clear and transparent. I would also like to congratulate Ms. Jinal ma'am for helping me a lot to join this meeting. I would like to ask, what is our next 2 years capex plan? I would also like to ask, what is our R&D expenditure? And which new fragrance coming during this financial years in your pipeline? Please share your views. And I also wish our next AGM, which is a 50th AGM, I hope the all corona pandemic situation will over and we will meet personally and meet each other. With this, I support all the resolution. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am, for your queries.
Thank you, Vasudha ma'am, for your questions. I will ask Parag to briefly answer some of them or all of them. And Parag, over to you.
Sure. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Vasudha madam. Thanks for the question. As Dharmil mentioned during his chairman's speech, that we have a very aggressive time-bound capex plan, which we internally call as our 1,000-day program, where we are going to have a combination of some greenfield projects which are being completed and commissioned as we speak in Baroda, where we are putting a single product dedicated plant which we are currently manufacturing in our multi-product plant, which will be commissioned by October. And then by end of Q4 in the current year, we should be commissioning our multi-purpose hydrogenation facility in Baroda, So the investment in Baroda is going to be anywhere between 130 to 140 crores. In our Bareilly plant, we are doing a combination of projects where we are doing some projects which are on process re-engineering, where using our current infrastructure, we are kind of tweaking it a little bit and increasing the capacity of our existing products, as most of our plants in Bareilly are running at max capacity. So, these projects, which will involve an investment of around 10 crores, will be commissioned at various times in Q3 and Q4 of the current year. And we will start getting the benefits of these additional quantities by then. We are also implementing a program of installing a new sustainable and green boiler system in Bareilly, along with the electric cogeneration plant. This will help us reduce the cost of electricity, and the boiler system that we are installing there is going to use rice husk, which is freely available in the surrounding area on a sustainable basis rather than coal. So it's a more sustainable way of producing steam, which is required by our plant. And then last but the most important piece of our CapEx strategy is our investment in Mahad, where we plan to build a camphor plant, which will help us kind of provide all our customers globally a de-risk strategy of making camphor into different geographical sites, and will also help us to service our camphor customers in India in a better way, because our plant in Western India can cater to the markets in South and West, whereas the plant in North India can cater to the markets in the North and the East. So we are still in the process of finalizing our camphor size of the camphor plant. And along with that, in Mahad, we'll also put some additional plants, which will be either multi-product or single product, depending on the product mix that comes out from our R&D. I'll now come to the second question or the third question, where you have asked about the R&D expenditure. As Dharmil and Shamal reiterated, that innovation and research and development are the key pillars for our strategy going forward, and we have an internal target of investing, Girish, correct me if I'm wrong, 4% of our annual profits at least in R&D.
Yeah, 3 to 4%.
3 to 4%. And I think I'm very glad that we have expanded our team in the R&D center at Bombay, and we have also installed an environmental lab in the R&D center, so that all products that come out of R&D are also validated from a sustainability and green chemistry perspective. So I hope I have answered your question, Vasudha.
Is Vasudha ma'am there?
I think we can move to the next shareholder.
Sure.
Thank you, Vasudha ma'am, for your query. Now, the second speaker is Mr. Aspi Bhesania. I request him to kindly ask your query, sir.
Mr. Aspi Bhesania, you are now unmuted and being placed in the meeting. Kindly start your video and ask your questions.
Can you see me and hear me?
We can hear you, sir.
What about seeing? The video is not on from your side.
SP sir, you are requested to switch on the video from your side, sir.
Okay, now the option has come.
Yes, yes.
Now can you see me and hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sir, we had a very nice meeting so far, and our company has completed 49 years. How do you propose to celebrate Golden Jubilee next year? The Q1 of current year is similar to Q4 of last year. However, it is more than double year on year, which is excellent, and I congratulate the entire management for the same. Sir, can we maintain this growth rate, and can we improve on the margins, since margins have not improved year on year? For last 3 years, our revenue is moving in the range of 700 to 750 crore rupees. When do you break this range and jump upwards? So why is tax so high? During the year, PBT increased by only 30%, whereas tax has doubled. So dividend of rupees 2.50 is appreciated. However, if there are growth opportunities, as you mentioned, big capex, you can skip the dividend also. And how do you propose to finance the capex since we are debt free now? Thank you, sir, and all the best. And I would like to meet either Mr. Parag or Mr. Khandelwal in Bombay, because I pass by your office almost 2-3 times a week. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Aspi, for your kind words. I'll leave the rest of the questions to Parag and Girish to answer. But in terms of us celebrating the Golden Jubilee, I look forward to meeting you and having a cup of tea with you personally as a celebration. And I hope we're all out of this pandemic by then. Yeah. So Parag, I'll leave it to Girish and you to answer.
I don't have tea, coffee.
But I do. I'm a teetotaler, so that's the only option. So Parag, I'll leave it to you and Girish to answer Mr. Aspi's questions.
Sure. Thanks, Mr. Aspi. The questions were too fast, so I did not get the opportunity to write them down. But I would like to answer as I remember them coming to me. So in terms of the jump from 700 odd crores, I think as I said in my earlier statement to the other shareholder, that we have an active capex plan which is put in place and the plans are being commissioned as we speak. So as these plans come into fruition, we are definitely going to see a contribution towards the top line because of the additional capacity that we are going to get out of these products. And I think work on the bottom line or on the profitability of the company is a 24/7 ongoing process where all our teams are working continuously. And Dharmil and Shamal in their speech outlined a few of the contours based on which this is done. So one area is where we leverage the strength that we have in our balance sheet and the plants that we have where we have adequate storage, that when we get the opportunity of buying the raw materials at a lower price, we go ahead and we jump on the raw materials and we buy it. When we get an opportunity to pass over a price increase to a customer, since we do not have long-term contracts and our contracts are anywhere between 1 to 3 months, as a company, we have the ability of, not retaining the loss with us, but kind of sharing it with the partner if the raw material goes up by passing on the price hike to our customers. So Mr. Aspi, I think working on profitability is a 24/7 effort of all the teams. And we have been pretty successful in kind of ensuring that we keep the profitability between our internal targeted and guided figure of between 15 to 17% of EBITDA. And we, as we keep saying, that on a sustainable basis, this is the number that we want to stay in. But if the opportunities come and if we have the right set of product, we will always try to increase it further.
Yeah, and just to add to Parag, if you do the basic where we have in all our earning calls also, if I can call you Aspi mentioned, with the capex that we are putting in place in our 1,000-day program, and if you were to take a figure of Parag, what would it be? 250 crores? What is it's a moving target. So
correct. So I think assuming that we have a investment of between 250 to 275 crores with a multiplication factor of 1.7.
So we are looking to add 500 crores to the top line in the next 3 years. So you will see this target definitely improve and move. And also this in turn will help us keep our guidance of 15 to 17% EBITDA. And like you, we are keen also to first hit the 4 digit. So our goal is to get to the 1,000 crore in these 1,000 days for sure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Aspi. Thank you.
And Mr. Aspi, regarding your tax liability questions, tax provision questions, I just want to clarify that in the financial year 2020, there was reversal of the deferred tax because of there was change in the tax rates. So we have adopted the new tax rate of 25%. That is why you are seeing the double tax provision in the current year. So there was reversal of the deferred tax.
So when can I see you? You call me. My number is there with the company secretary.
Yes, I will take from Kiran and then we can have a chat.
Sure.
No
Okay.
problem.
And
Thank
send
you. Thank you
Girish
very much
and
and all the
send
best.
Girish your fully vaccinated certificate, or he won't see you.
Yeah, I have taken only first vaccine, not the second one.
No, after
wait for
second
1
you call
month and then we
Girish.
can have a meet.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Aspi.
Thank you, Mr. Aspi, for your participation. Now I request Mr. Bimal Agarwal to kindly ask the queries.
Mr. Bimal Agarwal has not joined the meeting due to technical issues. He has conveyed his message, which he asked to be read out in this meeting.
Okay.
First of all, he has thanked the company secretary and the team for sending the direct link of the AGM. His question is that what is the 5-year plan? And in Corona times, there is no business, but all company shares are hitting all-time high. So he wants to know that. And he also wants to know if it's possible to get a plant visit for the shareholders. This is his query.
So Anusha, I'll start from back. Plant visit, like we've said in the past, we are in the process of putting up a AV video presentation for all our locations. And once that is ready, we'll be glad to show it to the shareholders. The second question was again what? Something to do with the share price?
What is the 5-year plan of the company? And even in the pandemic, the share prices have been rising. So
Right. So the share price is being rising, I guess, is the support of the shareholding community. I can't speak much on that.
Absolutely.
And as regards to the 5-year plan, Parag, if you can just give a very brief update, because I think we've said it quite a few times.
Yeah.
Actually, it's been really answered, to be honest.
Yeah,
so if you can take the next question, it would be
Yes.
better.
Yeah, we can move to the next shareholder, Mr. Yusuf Rangwala. Mr. Yusuf, you have been unmuted and moved to the panelist. You may now start your video and ask your question. Mr. Yusuf?
I think he's facing some technical problem. Mr. Yusuf, kindly unmute yourself.
Yes, sir, we can see you. Your video is on. Could you please start your audio? Sir, you are muted.
Sir, kindly unmute yourself. We are unable to hear you.
Sir, we cannot hear you.
Now
Yes,
now
sir.
it is okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good morning, madam. I'm very thankful to madam for Jinal Shah for giving me a link and also phoning. I'm very thankful, madam, and I'm very cooperative with you, madam, because there are today 7 meetings going on. But आपका जब phone और आपने हमको बोला कि this is a 49 years, and I hear your speech. Sir, my first question, our main competition in this same business is SS Calcar. They are manufacturing very different types of, because I visited SS Calcar, they are main competition of our company, right? If I'm not asking a wrong question, madam. Point number 2, this is a 49 annual meeting and this is, next year will be a 50 years. Sir, my humble request, तो 50 years sir आपका मार्ट में आपका प्लान है, आप बोले आपको फिल्म बताया सर, वो सर नहीं चलेगा मैडम. हमको आपके साथ में गेट टुगेदर करना, अथवा होटल में आप गेट टुगेदर करिए, भले आप विजिट मत कराइए. जैसा अपना जैसे स्टेट है बॉम्बे में नजदीक जैसे चर्च गेट में आप वहां पे गेट टुगेदर रखिए, तो हम आपसे मिलना चाहते हैं. आपसे एक अभी एक मैं छोटा सा शेयर कहना चाहता हूँ. आप मेरे दिल में आपके लिए करार है, मेरे दिल में आपके लिए करार है, आपसे मुलाकात नहीं हो रही है सर, मेरे आंखों में आंसू है. जब आज आपसे बात हो रही है मेरे आंसू रुक रहे हैं सर। और सर आपका बैलेंस शीट तो इतनी अच्छी है, आपने भेजा है, मैं बैलेंस शीट देखकर सर बहुत खुश हुआ। और अपना लाजवाब है, उसके बारे में कुछ बोल नहीं सकता है। आपने बताया कि अपना चाइना के साथ में भी अपना बिजनेस है और अपना चाइना के साथ में कुछ इफेक्ट है मैडम। मैंने दोनों वैक्सीन ले लिया मैडम। आई एम टेकन बोथ वैक्सीन and I'm taken a high vaccine COVID. Not to worry, I can come and meet you, sir. Not to worry, sir. I have a board certificate with me, sir. I'm very happy, sir. At present, I'm very nothing, sir. And I'm very happy with our company secretary, who is a very hard working. Madam, अपना जो अट्टर है कौन सा फ्लेवर में बनाते हैं? अगर रहेगा तो अट्टर I would like to, because we are using the अट्टर. If you are having अट्टर, can you arrange for me अट्टर? Because sample of it is my humble request, because हम तो मुस्लिम है तो हम परफ्यूम नहीं यूज करते हैं। अगर आपका अट्टर आपने भेजा, अगर पॉसिबल है, मेरा हम्बल रिक्वेस्ट है, तो इट इज अ स्मॉल गिफ्ट फॉर द सेलिब्रेटिंग 50th ईयर मैडम, एंड नथिंग मोर टू इट। गणेश चतुर्थी वेरी नियर बाय। मेरा एक सवाल था कि अपना कंपनी में गणेश बिठाते हैं, अगर आप नहीं बिठाते तो मेरा हम्बल रिक्वेस्ट है कि 50 साल है तो अपने को गणेश बिठाना पड़ेगा मैडम, क्योंकि गणेश का फेस्टिवल है और उनकी आशीर्वाद, भले आप 2 दिन के लिए बिठाइए, तो उनकी आशीर्वाद से अपनी कंपनी जो आज प्रेजेंट डाउन है, वो उनके आशीर्वाद से और उनके फूल से और उनके आने से 2 दिन का अपनी कंपनी का सर उनके आशीर्वाद सबसे बड़ी चीज है मैडम। मैं तो मुस्लिम हूँ, लेकिन गणेश का क्या फेस्टिवल है आप जानते हैं मैडम। उनकी भगवान की आपके पास आशीर्वाद रहेगी तो ये अपनी कंपनी कहाँ से कहाँ चली जाएगी। और आज अपना मार्केट में रेट क्यों इतना रेट है? क्योंकि फॉरेन इंस्टीट्यूशन बाइंग है मैडम, foreign people are buying and mutual fund are also buying, as I seen in the speech, sir. That is why our company is growing up. I am very, my thumbs up madam to you and your team. Thank you very much madam.
Thank you Yusuf bhai, thank you, very nice to have jovial shareholders like you. Keep supporting the company. बिल्कुल मार्च में कुछ करेंगे 50th ईयर के लिए, डेफिनेटली अभी आप सबने कहा है तो सोच के जरूर कुछ करेंगे और ये पैंडेमिक के बाद जरूर मिलेंगे। आपको 100% मैं अत्तर भेजूंगा। किरण, just please give me the details, we'll send something to Yusuf bhai. Yeah, yes, sure, thank you. I don't think there were any questions, right?
Yeah,
thank you sir.
Thank you Yusuf. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Yusuf, for your participation. Now I request the next speaker, Mr. Nirav Jimudia.
Mr. Nirav Jimudia has not joined this meeting. We can move to the next shareholder.
Now I request Mr. Shubham Bora to kindly unmute yourself and ask your queries, please.
Hello, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes. Good morning, Chairman, sir, the entire board, the KMPs, and the secretarial team. A big thanks to the secretarial team for doing this meeting so seamlessly, helping all the shareholders connect it. So a big thanks to the secretarial team.
Thank you, Shubham. Thank you and welcome.
Firstly, I would like to thank the chairman so very much on the behalf of all shareholders, because sir, the way you and your management have mitigated the COVID risk is commendable.
Thank you.
If I'm not wrong, OAL has become a multi-bagger in last 1 year, and as a shareholder, that's the last thing that we want, and I really hope that it continues this dream run.
Thank you.
Just for the sake of the convention, the question that I would like to ask is that the flavors and fragrances industry in India is growing in double digit, and I think we are definitely beating that. So I just want to ask if that's possible in the coming years also, and if we see any drop in the end user consumer demand for the next few years. That's it from my end, sir.
So thank you, Shubham. Thank you for your question, your continued support and your kind words. We believe that, we've laid out in our 1000-day program, I've just explained to a couple of other of our shareholders what we are up to in terms of this 1000-day program with the CapEx and with the additional revenues that we would add. So yes, I do see the company's growth continuing, and the guidance also will stay at 15 to 17% annually. Besides that, we continue to focus on the strategy that we've put in place. And I hope that in the future, you will continue to see what you have been seeing so far.
Surely, sir. Surely. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Shubham, for your participation. We hope most of the queries raised by the members have been dealt with. Should there be any further queries, then we request the members to address the same to us at the email ID cs@orientalaromatics.com, and we would be happy to furnish our response. I now request our chairman to give vote of thanks.
Thank you, Kiran. On behalf of the Board of Directors, I would like to thank all members for attending and participating in this annual general meeting. Wishing you and your family good health and happiness. I now declare the proceedings of the 49th annual general meeting of the company as closed. Thank you, everyone.